Welcome everyone to a special edition of our Mastermind Monday training. Today's gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna, obviously, as you can see, I'm dressed up today as Iron Man, which is one of my favorite characters. So today we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna do a role play and we're gonna be dressed up as a fantasy character. We have a table full of things that you guys can dress up as if you guys didn't bring anything today. For those of you who did dress up, thank you very much for having fun and cooperating and still showing your inner child. Let me take this mask off because it's a little hard to speak with it on. It's starting to fog up on me. But I wanna go through the agenda for today. That way we can see what we're in for. So today we're gonna do our Halloween role play. That's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna spend a good amount of time doing that. I feel like you guys are getting a lot out of that. I see that Tom is giving us a lot of his wisdom that we all need. He's been doing this for a long time, so he's giving us his pointers and telling us what to do, what not to do, what we can say, how we can improve. So that's been awesome. We're gonna talk about. Sorry, guys. We're gonna talk today about mentorship. We're also gonna talk about we're gonna have a roundtable discussion. We have David Ellis from Investor Savings coming in today, and then we'll have our announcements. So without too much ado, we're going to just jump into our role play right now. If we can get, Joelle, you need a few minutes? Or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I guess I'll go first with the first person you pick. Okay. Rules are you guys have to grab something from the table if you're not dressed up today and come up here as your favorite fantasy character. We have a variety of things from Darth Vader to
Patricia.
Patricia? Okay, Patty, she just stepped out, I think, for a sec.
Okay.
Give me some, or she's coming back? She's coming back now.
Hey, Patty.
I think she's here. Give me someone else. I think she's busy.
Alex.
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 Yes, Alex Rodriguez. Go ahead, Alex. You first, brother. This is gonna be fun. Don't worry. You don't have to be a pro at this. This is just. This is where we do our learning.
It's better to be stupid.
Yeah, this is where we do our learning.
So just pick one and.
Pick something. Yeah.
Something. You can be whatever you want to be. Let's do this, I guess. Put it on.
Yes.
Oh God, what's I got to pick first?
Of course, bro. It's better that way. That way you can just get it over with.
I know.
Hey, Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting lineup. Darth Vader and Iron Man. Okay, so what we're gonna talk about is okay, I'm gonna tell you as a buyer. So you're working with a buyer, and I'm gonna tell you, well, I'm not sure what we can afford, and then you are gonna have to try to not convince me. You're gonna try to give me some advice and kind of get me more comfortable as to what my next steps are. Okay?
Yes.
So let me get started. What's that?
I can't breathe in.
You can't breathe in there?
Nah.
Let me get. Maybe you wanna. You have to go like this, like Darth. That's why Darth Vader goes.
Oh, did they?
Alright, you have to put this on. Yeah.
Put it on?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. All right. Timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Is it a little hard? You good?
Yeah, I'm
Right?
fine. I'll
Okay.
figure it out.
You ready?
Okay. Alex, are you the real estate agent? I'm going to say to you, we are not sure what we can afford. Okay, so Alex, thank you for showing me houses. You know, I'm not really sure what we can afford. You know, I know we want to get into a house and we're currently renting, but I'm really not sure what we should be paying or what we can pay.
Let's see. Where do I start? Well, first, we could provide you with a couple of houses. What are your options that you're looking for?
I just want to be able to pay more or less what I'm paying in rent now.
Well, I could send you I could email you a couple of listings, and we'll see what you like, and we'll see what's within your price range, and whether or not you like the property.
Okay, how do I know what I could really afford? Because I don't want to end up like my cousin Jim, who lost his house because he couldn't pay for it anymore after a few years. How do I make sure that doesn't happen to me?
Well, first we could go over your finances, and then we can discuss with the bank what your options can be, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Do you have someone I can talk to, or do I need to find my own banker?
We could help you. We could recommend some bankers for you to see what would fit with you. So
Okay.
Set up a schedule.
All right, I mean, these guys aren't going to take advantage of me, right, just because I'm a first-time home buyer?
Yes.
Yeah, they might.
They might. No, you obviously would say, of course not,
Yeah.
that's how it will go. Okay, well, Alex, thank you very much, and let's see if we can go move on to our next steps. All right.
All right, yeah.
So, all right. With that being said, Alex has never, ever done any dialogue practice before.
Yeah.
This is not about you saying the right answers. It's about you. You can hold on to it. It's about you getting comfortable.
Yeah.
You can hold on. It's about you getting comfortable with, number one, being in front of a situation where you're not comfortable. Because being put on the spot and being put against the wall when you don't know the answer, it's more
Yeah.
about how you react to it. Exactly. It's all about that. It's not. I never expected you to come up here and tell me I'm buying a house or getting qualified or any of that. It's just about first getting uncomfortable, learning how to get through a situation that's a little tough, and then from the room, them telling you what you can improve on, what you could say next time.
Yeah.
All right. So first, what we do is we open up the room and we
Yeah.
have them allow us to tell us, how you can improve on that. So the buyer says, well, I don't know how much I can buy, or how much house I can afford. What would be the next reaction? What would be your reaction, guys? What would you say?
The best service I can provide for you is meet with a mortgage rep.
We can put you in touch with our mortgage rep, Landy, who would be happy to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yeah.
benefit of meeting with Landy is that when he's finished with you, you're gonna know what you can afford to buy.
Mm.
Because the first-time home buyer is terrified. They're scared.
Yeah.
They're full of fear. They are excited, but they're scared. It's like this battle, this constant battle in their head.
Yeah.
And you kind of always have to make them feel like they're being taken care of and handheld throughout the whole process. So what's a killer line? Like, guys, give me your killer line. Like, one line. Who can give me a line? Well, all right, John, I don't know how much house I can afford. I don't even know if I can buy a house. My cousin Jim lost his house because he couldn't pay for it. I don't know. What do I do?
So when you first started thinking about buying a house, how much were you thinking?
I was thinking about the same amount I pay in rent. I pay about $1,700 in rent. That's more along the lines what I'm comfortable with.
And how many people do you plan on living with?
My wife, my 2 kids, and my in-laws. So they're all living with us. They just moved
So
in.
you're not looking for a mansion, right?
I'm not. I need maybe 4 bedrooms.
Okay. Now, what's more important to you, space or design?
I need
you want the house
space.
To look
I-
the best, or you want it to be the most affordable?
Well, I want to be in line with what I'm paying now. I can pay about $1,700, $1,800 if I really like the place. But how do I know what kind of house that is?
Well, that's my job.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, you're hiring me for a reason, right?
Yeah.
That's the service I provide.
Mhm.
So sounds like what you're looking for is realistic. So how about we meet with a mortgage rep? We'll confirm those numbers, and we'll look at 3 prospects that are exactly what you can afford. Would that put your mind at ease?
Yeah, it would.
Of course
Good.
it would.
Good,
Sign
good.
And who knows, you might be able to afford more than you think you can.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can say to a buyer.
Always afford more than you think you can. I'm gonna
But
tell
you
them
gotta,
that.
you gotta reel them in a little
Here's what
bit.
you can afford. Here's what you want.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you gotta reel them in a little, you gotta reel them in a little bit.
Let's watch HGTV.
Yeah. Let me give you a good line that I've used before, right? So, Alex, you said that to me. If you said to me, Louis, I don't know how much I can afford. Well, Alex, like you said, how many people live with you? My wife. How old are you, Alex, by the way? Let's not say you're 18. Let's say you're a little older.
Oh, I'm 26.
26. How long have you been renting for?
3 years.
3 years. And how much do you pay every month?
$2,000.
2,000. So 2,000. That's roughly about 24,000 a year. That's 48. Who could do the math? 3 years.
24,000
Huh?
a year.
24,000 times 3. That's about
72.
72. Okay, yeah, 70.
Makes sense, right?
Okay, that's $72,000 you've already spent in rent,
Mhm.
and you have 0 equity. I'll tell you what you can afford. You can afford a house in that price range. What you can't afford is to continue paying as much rent as you are right now without collecting any equity or getting any investment aspect out of it. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go talk to my loan officer, so that way we can get you out of this terrible situation you're in and get you into a house. Doesn't that sound a lot better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you guys tell them the benefits and the cons, pros and cons, and you tell them like, what you're currently doing right now, because they're scared, right? Can we all agree that they're scared? So what you have to do is make wherever they are scarier than where you're taking them.
Right.
You don't want to go back there, guys. You're losing money. Let's go somewhere of safety. Let's go somewhere where you have a future. And that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Get the mic. Let me get the mic. Thank you, Alex. That was
Yeah.
really brave of you coming up here.
Who's that?
But now it's over.
That wasn't too bad.
It wasn't bad. You can put the mask back. Maybe someone else wants to be Darth Vader. Who do we have next? John Lewis, the one and only.
Show. What you got here?
You can be anybody you want.
What?
Oh, you're gonna be
Why?
who is that supposed to
Don't
be?
forget the glasses.
Yeah, you have the glasses up there.
Harry Potter
Yeah.
glasses.
Yeah. Don't be casting no spells on me.
Had to get a mask I could breathe.
What are you missing?
That's Harry Potter, man. Where you been? All right, what's his? Okay. Okay, John, I'm the buyer. We like this house. Okay. So, John, if I'm the buyer,
Okay.
all right? You're showing me houses,
Mm-hmm.
and I say we like this house. We could live here.
That's the
So
objection.
this is like a layup for you. So, John, we like this house. It has all the things we're looking for, all the bells and whistles. I could see our family living here.
Great, let's put it off.
But let's look at some more houses.
You're not my client. Get out of here.
He said a dirty word. You know what the dirty word was? Offer.
Hmm?
That's out. When you get two buying signs like that, the next thing you say is, would you like to buy the house?
John, I love this house.
Mhm.
Has everything I'm looking for. I can see my kids, playing in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to live here, but I want to take a look at some more houses.
Okay. And what more would you be looking for?
To be honest with you, you get that feeling when you walk into a home. I didn't get that feeling when I first walked in.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have my doubts. I know that when I walk into the right home, I'll know from the second I walk into the door.
Well, that makes perfect sense. Let me share with you some of my experience. Usually that feeling comes when you make it a home.
Mm-hmm.
Right now you're looking at someone else's home that you're about to make your home.
Mm-hmm.
So, it checks all your boxes. Everything you need is there. You got your pre-approval, you know you can afford it. You already see your family living here.
Yeah.
What's going to happen if we go look at another house? Well, the house that you're thinking about, someone thought about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So would you really want to lose this house because you want to see something else?
Not really, but I guess if it's meant for us, it'll be here when we come back for it.
And you're just going to continue to look over and over again?
The bedrooms are a little small, so I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I guess I could always add more square footage to the house, but the bedrooms, it's hard to make them bigger. What do we do with that?
Well, just listen to what it is you were saying. You see your kids playing in the yard, right? Do you see your kids sleeping in a closet?
No, absolutely not.
Of course. So the house fits. I mean, if you said it fits. I'm not telling you it fits. You said it fits. So how about we do this? How about we work on the paperwork with this house? We look at a few others. Worst case scenario, you see something better. We can leave this contract alone. Go with the other ones. However, we lock this one in, so just in case we do not see anything better, we don't lose this house. How does that sound?
So you're saying I can make an offer on this home, but still look at others?
Well, if you like this home, that would be the best option. Now, if you're just throwing out offers to do paperwork, then that's not going to help anybody.
But
we don't want to lose this home.
But would I be committed to buy this house if I find a better house?
After return review, yes.
How long does that take? How much time do I have?
You have enough time to look at 2 more houses.
Okay, can we go today?
We can go in 3 weeks after turn review. Yeah, we can. Let's schedule about 30 minutes tomorrow. We'll get the paperwork done with this house. We'll schedule about 2 houses tomorrow, and then we weigh our options. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Sign here.
thank you, brother. All right, guys, any advice? Oh, sorry, I couldn't see with that thing. Guys, any advice for John? Anything you guys would have added, or any takeaways that you might have learned from John?
If it's a buyer that you've been working with, you set them up for this beforehand.
Mm-hmm. You mean
Right now, we're not open, and we want to think about it, market.
yes?
So if we go look at other houses, when you come back to buy this one, it's probably gonna be gone.
Okay.
Let me ask you this question, would you be disappointed if you missed this house just because you wanted to go look at a couple others?
Yeah.
Would you be disappointed? People don't like this.
Yeah, Tom said something very important that I want you guys to think about. What he's saying is that you want to set your clients up for this. What a lot of agents don't do is that when they meet a new buyer is that they immediately go and hit the road and have no discussions whatsoever about expectations. You just start opening doors and setting appointments. Now, yes, I mean, that's what you have to do in order to get them to buy a home, but you need to have that uncomfortable conversation with them early on. Exactly, that way they know that you take your business seriously and also what to expect. Because if I'm a buyer and I've spent the last 5 years working in IT and computers, I know nothing about the housing industry, I'm gonna come in and think I'm God's gift to the sellers right now. Any offer I make, they gotta take it. Exactly, I'm gonna come in and make lowball offers and I'm gonna have my picking. they don't know the current market situation. So explain to them that, you know, it's not just right now a buyer's market where you can go in and just make any offer and get it. You're lucky if you get the offer accepted on your home, which means homes are selling at asking price. If it's correctly priced, it's gonna sell at that or above. So you got to prepare them for that early on. That way they know when it comes time to making their offer, they don't dilly-dally, number one, and they don't come with lowball offers. If they want to take their time and think about it, and that's like a reoccurring theme with them, they're just full of fear. So one or two things have to happen. You have to talk to them about getting over that fear and what they're losing, number one, or if you're not strong enough to do that yet, you may want to refer them out to someone who's stronger and work on another buyer, because some buyers are not right for you. You have to work constantly, guys, on this role play, because there are going to come times when you have to have this conversation when a person says, yeah, I love it, I like it, I can see us living here, but let's keep looking at more. And a weak agent's going to say, okay, and then just please them to death. But what you're doing really is creating more work for yourself, and they're losing opportunities. And what's going to happen when you want to go back to that house and it's gone, they're going to blame you and say, oh, this agent never gets my offers accepted. I could never find a house with them. I've heard it plenty of times. I've picked up clients that said, I've been working with this agent for a year and we can't ever get our offers accepted. And that's because you don't act quick enough. You have to be exactly. You don't have to be pushy, but you do have to lay the tracks. You have to make sure they understand. Good job, John. You stay up here because you're going to be there.
It's called educating the buyer. What you're doing is educating the buyer before you start showing them all these houses.
100%. Who's next? Oh, Kenny, you're next. So,
You'll be practicing on.
So what's my objection?
it's right here.
The blonde.
Seeing you. Oh,
You can come
set
closer.
up.
Just watch your step.
What do we have?
Yes. Okay. Give me a sec, girl.
Oh, set up. Got set up. Tell her ahead of time?
Yeah. Well,
So you can prepare?
You can.
I gotta blindside you, girl. About to get straight blindsided.
All right, so what do we have?
Ha 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 ha. I mean, what you said sounds nice, but by the way, I'm the seller now.
Okay.
You're the agent. I'm the seller. So what you said sounds nice, but I think I'll sell it myself.
Okay, I can appreciate that you may feel that you might be able to sell it yourself.
No, I
What makes
will.
you think that you can sell it yourself?
I mean, I have the internet. I can basically do everything you do.
Okay, and do you have the time for it?
Yeah, I'm free on the weekends. Most people look at homes on the weekends.
So what's your plan for selling it yourself?
Put it online and bring on the buyers.
And you have a
Let them
list of
they're just
websites?
gonna flood in. I mean, it's on Zillow. Everybody's on Zillow. Man, what more do I need?
No, John,
Realtor.com?
it's not that simple. See, as a real estate agent, I hold 90% of the potential buyers for your home, potential qualified buyers for your home. So let's say you put your home on Zillow. You're gonna have people contacting you, I'm sure. How do you know if they're gonna be qualified? How do you know that these people are not gonna just come in and waste your time?
I mean, I don't, but how would you know that?
How do you know who's walking into your house?
I mean,
What if somebody is just scoping it out to, I know you have a lot of like ancient stuff in there, and what if they're just scoping out your house?
I mean, they would do that anyway. I can't stop them.
Okay. Well, if you work with an agent, if you work with me, I know exactly who's coming into your house. I know that they're pre-qualified. I know that they're pre-qualified for the amount to be able to purchase your home. It's not a waste of time. I can list your house on the MLS, which you cannot do. And I have about 94 websites, not just Zillow, that your house will go on the market on.
Okay, sounds nice. So, if
So,
you're
what-
just
so,
going to,
so when can I see your house?
we're in my house. This is not my house. This is my house.
Oh, we're in person?
Yeah.
Or
we're-
I thought we're on the phone.
Let's
Okay,
end
I'm
with
sorry.
that. But let's end with that. That was 2 minutes. She has done a
Good job.
drastic improvement from
Good job.
the first time she was up there. I don't
Third
know about you guys.
third time.
Yeah, she's very comfortable. She
Right
admits.
out
I think we gotta dress. I think we gotta dress you up.
I gotta be blonde.
Yeah, I think that's the key. All right,
Right out of the book.
Go ahead, guys. You guys can give her some advice. I just want to compliment her on how comfortable she was today.
You did
Thank
a
you.
fantastic. Go ahead.
I've never seen John ever quiet whenever
Yeah, she pretty
Yeah.
much,
So you pretty much shut up.
It's the blonde, yeah.
no, she pretty much took care of it.
Supposed to be me for Halloween.
No, you did a great job. I would just don't try to remember what to say. Just try to remember the point, because it sounds like you froze up at the beginning, and which make me, as the client, not trust you. Okay, now
I
you're
freeze
thinking
up
of a
up
lot.
here.
Basically, is the way they do. So don't think of exactly. I need to say it this way. Just get to the point.
Okay.
So it's like, oh well, you're a moron, but let me explain why you're a moron. But you don't pause so long. You did great. Fantastic job.
It's good.
Who's next?
Hey, could I say one more thing about that one?
Go for it, Tom.
We never got into why you want to try to sell it yourself. Why do FISBOs want to FISBO?
Because they're more.
Oh,
Because
that's
they want to
right.
save the commission.
Okay.
All
I
right?
remember that. I should have
Remember
asked
that
that in
one?
the beginning.
Okay.
Well, I was
You'd
about
like
to
to
hit
save
that
some
point, but we
money.
got 2 minutes, Tom. Come on.
Yeah.
We don't have time to write a whole book, okay?
Okay.
We only got 2
I
minutes.
thought she was really good, didn't you?
She did a fantastic
I
job.
think of 2 weeks we've been doing this, that was the best one I've heard today.
There we go.
Thank you.
Kenya, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you go where John is, and John, you can come down, well, thank you so much.
Bridget is next.
Bridget.
Bridget,
Okay, what are we doing?
another one of my scholars.
It's, well, I don't know if I'd say it's a collar. Do we have a boa? Oh, it's a boa.
You can do whatever
You got everything you want.
I'll look at that.
There's boa.
Oh, there is a boa. All right, I'm gonna be.
Told you that like boas.
Oh, girl. I don't know. My goodness.
What are you calling?
She's a flapper.
What are you calling for?
I'm not sure.
Just put it on my thing.
There you go.
But it matches your shoes.
Yeah.
You're dancing.
Oh,
It does.
She planned.
I would wear this out. I don't know if anyone does.
Did you bring that from home?
Okay.
I
So,
could have in pink.
so I'm the open house visitor.
Okay.
You're the agent,
Oh
and
God, I hate open house talking. I'm just gonna hold it. I can't put it on there. Oh, you're holding it too, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
so
Hi, welcome to my open house. Thank you so much for coming.
hi. How are you? We're just looking. I mean, I like this one, but we're just looking for now.
Okay. What do you know what you're looking for?
3-bedroom.
3-bedroom house?
Yes,
So-
1.5 baths.
Mm-hmm. That's what this house is. Awesome. So would you like to take a look around with me?
Yes.
Okay. Let's skip that part though.
Okay.
'Cause that would be silly, right? Okay. And then we're back. And then, have you been pre-approved
No,
by
not
your
yet.
lender? No.
Not
I can
yet.
give you a couple names of lenders that you can reach out to in order to get pre-approved, so you know how much house you can afford.
Okay, I'm not ready for that just yet. I'd like to see some more houses.
Before you know what you can afford.
I'm pretty sure that I'll be approved for about 400,000.
Okay. Okay. I would be more comfortable if you were pre-approved when we go out.
So we have to do that before seeing any other
Right.
properties.
It would be to your benefit to be pre-approved before you fall in love with a home, and maybe perhaps you made a mistake and you aren't qualified for what you think you are. I don't want to sound insulting, but
No, it's fine. Okay, so I guess we'll just check out another listing on our list and be on our way.
oh, okay. Is that- Okay.
I don't know where else to go with that.
No, that was good. You're being really tough, and I'm having a hard time trying to reel you in. This is really good for me. Okay, before you go, would it be okay if I stayed in touch with you to see where you're at your home buying stage?
Yeah,
Maybe I can reach
absolutely.
out, and maybe I can email you some lenders just in case you want to talk to them, and then I can email you some updates on the market, so you're more comfortable.
Yeah,
and you know
I
what's
filled
going
out the
on.
sign-in sheet, so yeah, you
Okay.
have my contact info
Okay,
there.
great. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, awesome.
all right,
Is
bye.
that 2 minutes, or should we keep
No,
going?
that's good. You're good. You're
Okay.
Good. Okay. Any suggestion, guys?
Yes.
You should make her a priority. No, I feel more comfortable. No,
You should. Okay.
So make it about the
Her.
client. It's all about the
Her
client.
benefit would be to go.
Yeah, I
to
think
it.
you correct it after,
Right.
but you already put
I already put it out there that I would
so
give
you
her
put
comfort. Yeah, I
yourself-
don't want to tell her that. Thank you.
I was gonna touch on the same thing.
Okay.
What I would have advised you to say in that case is, I have had clients who have felt like you in the past, where we have found, feel felt found.
I should have
use
used that.
because people feel like they're gonna get their privacy violated by being pre-approved.
Okay.
So explain to them that, listen, this is the best thing.
Okay.
And I have clients who have found, I had clients
forgot about the
before
credit
who
card.
have felt this way, but after meeting with a loan officer, they found that they've been able to look at the right houses. Let me give you two possible outcomes that might come from you not being pre-approved. Number one, you might try to make an offer on a house that you can't afford, right? That would be bad. Or number two, you might not be may not be looking at the right homes, because you might be able to afford a better home, and you may settle for a home that you're gonna outgrow in a year or two.
Okay.
You don't want
that
that.
sounds
Exactly. So give them all the things that can go wrong.
Scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and it's not gonna, the credit, a lot of times they're gonna say, oh, it's gonna impact my credit. Give them a credit, counter for that.
Okay.
That's what I find people say a lot. What do you guys think?
One thing about, you wanna remember about what you just said and everything, is this: when you're talking to people, fear of loss is
Right.
a great motivator. Fear of loss is always a greater motivator than the opportunity to gain, for example. So when you talk about, you might say something like, would you be disappointed if you missed a house you wanted to buy just because you hadn't been pre-approved yet?
Right.
And
They
my,
would be.
my analogy for pre-approval, because some people don't understand what you're talking about, you can use a credit card.
Right, I forgot about the credit card.
$300,000, it's like walking around with a credit card for $300,000 to buy a house.
Right. They already have it ready. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would just focus more on the benefits.
Okay.
You had
Being pre-approved?
Well, you had basically, you ever heard the features versus benefits?
Yes,
So
yes.
You gave all the features but no benefits.
Okay.
You should get
Benefit of
pre-approved.
ownership.
Let's see that. Well,
The benefit of that
why
would
would
be,
she wanna do
okay,
that?
gotcha.
Now, just so everyone knows, the objection she has is a top of the funnel objection, meaning she's not gonna transact for a few months anyway.
Right.
So she's not ready to buy anyway, but she will be ready to buy. Your job is to hold her hand until she's ready.
Okay.
So she doesn't need to be pre-approved right away.
Okay.
What she needs is a reason to believe why she needs help. That's all she needs.
Okay.
But there was no benefit to make her see.
Right. I was
So
just
when you
telling
get
her
that
what to do.
objection, Okay, well, what the hell you doing walking around for?
Right.
Oh, really? You are looking to buy a house? Fantastic. This is what I do. This is how I help.
Okay.
If you're looking for that, there's a lot of homes you probably didn't see on Zillow. Did you see this one? Did you see the one down the street? All of a sudden, you have value. But there should be more, what's in it for her?
Right. My value
By
benefit
the
to
way,
her.
buyers don't pay agents. You know?
Right. Oh, I didn't think about that either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
you don't
really
pay
things
me.
you can say.
Does that help? Will you stop leaving
Can
now?
I come work with you for free?
Yeah.
I get that a lot. I feel like a lot of people do not want to work because they feel like they have to pay us.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, you have to sometime explain how you get paid.
Cool. Next
Dollar
person.
bill and everything.
Patricia.
Patty.
Oh, great.
You can give Patty
Yes.
one.
Switch. Thank you. Anybody? Sorry.
Back to my ancestral days.
Aw.
Biking,
Grab that fast.
channeling my inner ancestors.
So silly.
We heard some.
What's my thing? Am I supposed to take?
Oh, I have it.
Oh, you have it.
Hi, Patricia. How are you? I was wondering if you could tell me how the real estate market is doing right now.
Ooh. How's the market? That's a great question. Currently, the market is, it's great. It's, even though we're technically going into a slower season, things are still going like we're in a spring market. We have a lot of buyers. And a low inventory, so things are selling quickly and for above asking.
Oh, wow. That sounds good. So I should put my house on the market. Even now would be okay, not to wait till spring?
Yeah, now would be great. People are, they're going to be looking to get in before the new year, so now would be a great
that's right,
time to
before the
list.
holidays.
Yes,
Right.
people would love to spend the holidays and the new year in their new home.
Okay, sounds good.
Would you like to sign these papers?
I do.
Okay.
It'd be a little tougher on her.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm so non-confrontational.
After she said her,
Basic question.
after she said her spiel about like all the things going on, give her a little bit of
What?
time.
Are you interested in buying or selling?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't even know
mentioned-
what my thing was.
I mentioned, would it be a good idea to list my home now? So I'm a seller.
I told you, but you didn't start it out that way.
True. Okay,
That's
so
true.
I'm a seller, and I was wondering how the market was because I'd like to list either now or in the
You
spring.
should list right now because there's still a bunch of buyers coming in.
Right.
And there's not a big inventory, so,
So
your house will still go.
My house will still stick out.
Oh,
It
yeah.
won't be just part of the.
They're selling
It will.
quickly, they're selling for above asking price.
I did say that.
Interest rates are da-da-da-da-da, so you got
Interest
more
rates is where I
qualified
forgot. Interest rates are at an all-time low.
Oh, that's great because I'll have
So
to
you
buy
have more
after I
qualified
sell.
buyers. When there's a low interest rate, your house is worth more.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
How are you about it?
How is the market? How can I give you a hard time about
Is
the
that,
market?
yeah.
I don't know. It's
Is
hard.
that 2 minutes? What was your thing? You raised your hand.
Yeah, I was gonna tell, like, you didn't ask her, because I didn't know she was a seller or a buyer.
I should have said it
Yeah.
out loud when I said it louder. I wasn't my fault. I didn't say I was. I said, "Can I list my house now? Would that be a good idea?" So I should have established I'm a seller. That's what I picked.
I
And
should
I'm
have asked.
asking.
Do you own a home right now? Because that's the answer.
Yeah.
Like,
It's up to-
how's the market right now? Do you own a home right now? Do you mind me asking?
Yeah,
Do you
are
own
you
a
a
home?
buyer
Then
or
you go, well, you know, I know I don't own a home. I'm trying to buy it. Oh no, this is the best time to buy. This is the best time to sell.
you gotta
Yeah,
be
I wasn't.
understand your
I wasn't
target.
very clear.
Also, Tom Ferry stole my answer to that question.
Okay.
Which market are you talking about? Because multifamilies don't sell like single families.
Oh, good
High-end
point.
homes don't
That's
sell
that
like
is a good point.
Bottom of the
Neighborhoods too.
So which home are you telling? I mean, which market are you talking about? What type of home do you have? What are you looking to buy? What type of, you know? But don't just go right into the market's great, because of course the market's great. It's always great. That's why I have a job. But which market, like, probe a little bit.
Okay.
What John was, that's what I was getting ready to say, what John was doing was asking probing questions to see what track to get on. So
Gotcha.
Those are great points. I think what I'd like to start doing with you guys is after getting the suggestions, try again. I feel like you
Yeah.
guys can do it
Okay.
again. So go again. I'll give you 2 minutes on the clock now.
Hi, Patricia. How is the real estate market right now?
Well, that depends on what type of, are you looking to buy or sell?
I'm a seller.
Okay, and what type of home do you have?
I have a single-family home that we live in.
Great, and where is it located?
It's located in Kenilworth.
Oh, the
in
market's
Union
actually
County.
very good in Kenilworth right now.
Oh, great.
There's not much on the market, and there is a lot of buyers looking to move into Kenilworth.
Oh, are they?
Yes,
Great.
so now would be a great time to get your house on the market.
Okay.
If you would like, the service I can provide for you is that I can give you a market analysis, which would then
Oh,
give you a
wow.
better idea of what your home is worth. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds like that would be very helpful.
Great, so if we could set up an appointment so I can come in and view your home, what time were you available?
I'm available in the evenings.
How does Wednesday night sound?
Okay, I can do Wednesday night, but can you tell me a little bit more about the market now?
Sure. Well, there's an abundance of buyers,
Oh,
and there's not much on the market.
Right.
And our our interest rates are low right now. They're at an all-time low, so therefore it makes your house a little bit more valuable because people can afford more.
oh wow, that's great, because I'll have to buy after I sell.
Oh,
Also-
awesome! That would be great. And what are you looking to buy? Are you looking?
I'm looking to go down the shore.
Oh, that's great. Well, there's a lot of properties going up for sale in the winter and down the shore. It's the best time to
Oh,
buy
that's
down the
true.
shore.
I didn't think about that. Oh, I was trying to get you stopped up. Darn it. I was trying to be tough, and you totally did that. Well, that's all I had.
Well, let's meet on Wednesday, and then I can
Okay,
get a better
great.
idea of everything that you're looking for.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
I was handled like a true Viking.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Took over.
Hey, Patty,
Great
you
job.
got to a good point in there where you can use. the
Oh,
word
I'm sorry.
money.
Yeah.
Full debt.
Should have started using the word money. That's good though.
Boop, boop, boop. Oh, sure. I was gonna hand it.
It's up in your head.
I know. I just felt that.
Oh, you.
Not that I
Oh boy.
mind.
Now I really got to be a Viking and get my.
2 minutes on the clock.
Didn't we do this one already?
Which one is this one?
We want to think about it.
Did we?
Did you not start off with that one?
That sort of did
Yeah, wasn't that the first one? but whatever.
Oh, that wasn't really, we want to think about it, it was more of a,
It was a buyer thing.
yeah, it was kind of like a different way of saying I want to think about it. What do you got?
I don't think we can afford to buy a house.
I don't think we can afford to buy a house. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Should I work? Because it sounds a little muffled. Yeah? Okay, all right. There we go. I'm sure you got Iron Man handles this. Okay, so Patricia, are you ready to put an offer on this home?
I just don't know if we're going to be able to afford to buy this home.
Oh, why do you say that?
I don't know. Like I just, it seems like it might be too much with taxes and with with all of the utilities and stuff like that. I'm not sure that we can afford it.
How much do you think the home, how much do you think your payment on this home is going to be?
I'm not sure.
Okay, why don't we do this? Let's sit down with our loan officer and crunch some real numbers so we know exactly what we're talking about, because if the monthly payment's the only thing stopping you from making an offer on this house, then we need to do that as soon as possible. Don't you agree?
I do agree.
Okay, what are you currently paying in rent right now?
$1,600.
Okay, do you know that every single dollar of rent that you pay is non-tax deductible?
I did not know that.
And when it comes to buying a home, all the interest that you're paying and the property taxes up to $10,000 a year can be deducted. So that means that you can actually afford a higher payment because you're going to be getting money back at the end of the year. Currently, right now, you get absolutely nothing. So you can say all that money you've been paying for these years are completely been thrown out the window. Meanwhile, if we buy a home, even if the payment's slightly higher, you might be paying effectively less than you're paying now, and you're building equity for the future. Doesn't that sound much better?
That does sound much better. I had no idea.
Good. So let's go ahead and go back to my office, and I'll have my loan officer meet us there. Sound like a plan?
That does sound like a good plan.
Let's
I'm
do
trying
it.
so hard not to laugh at you with this mask on.
Hey, did you all notice that all he talked about there was money?
Sorry.
Did you all notice that all he talked about was money?
Money.
Okay. Good. Anyone want to use a different line, maybe that we could have added to that? Patty is the easiest client I have.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan, you come up. You got to pick something from the table, though, bud. You got to pick something from the table before you come up.
Yeah, you gotta look stupid.
Another one?
Another
Another Darth Vader? Okay. Everyone likes Darth Vader. All right, let me just put this on here. Okay, just hold on to this. Okay, Ryan, so I'm going to give you something that someone would say to you, and then you got to come back with an objection, okay? So I'm a person who had their home on the market, and it came off the market, it didn't sell. So you're going to have to try to convince me to sell. I'm going to give you a line that I would say to you,
Okay.
and then you come back and tell me something, okay? Okay. 2 minutes on the clock. Good.
How do I look there?
Yes. Okay. Ryan, I can appreciate that you want to help me sell my home, but the last agent did nothing to sell our house, and I just lost all faith in real estate agents.
Was anything wrong with the house before?
No,
You couldn't sell it?
the way you see it is the way it always was. I just feel like real estate agents don't do much besides just put a sign in your house. I can do that.
Got me lost now.
Excuse me?
You got me lost.
Oh, I got you lost? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's exactly how our last agent was, completely lost. We don't want that again.
Let me see.
Just relax and just say what you would normally say to someone.
Would you like to? When would you like to put your house in the market again?
Well, the thing is, we're going to try by ourselves because we feel like there really is no value in putting it with an agent, and we're going to go ahead and offer 2.5% to a buyer's agent if they bring us a buyer. So I think we're going to do that next week. You sound just like Darth Vader.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got a probe.
Okay.
I have no clue.
Okay, cool. Take a break. Let's stop right there for a second. Okay. So I'm telling Ryan the objections that we constantly hear all the time. Agents have no value. Agents have no value. I had a bad experience with my last agent. What can be said about that? Alejandro, you're good with this stuff. My agent sucked. He did nothing.
You did nothing? I understand. I will feel the same way. What I can, the best benefit I can provide is we will have 24 hours marketing on your home. We actually gonna call all your neighbors and let them know your house for sale. We have notified different websites to advertise your home. We actually gonna do open houses every Sunday to get it sold. How about that? You want something?
Okay, anyone else? Good,
Certainly
good, good,
offer
Alejandro.
services.
Or paint it.
Hmm?
Go ahead, Tom.
All I was gonna say is, I would probe it to start with why before your home didn't sell. And
Yes.
then they'll start off with the kind of stuff he just said.
Yes.
He never called me, he never did this, he never did that. You know, a lot of expired listings don't even know their listing has expired.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. If you don't have the answers, then just ask the questions. If you don't know what to come back with, just ask more questions about.
Yeah, just keep probing.
Yeah, that's fine because sooner or later they're going to say something that you're like, oh, I know the answer to that, and then you can come and you can say something. So, if I'm saying to you, hey, listen, our last agent did nothing, and you can say, what do you feel like he could have done better? What do you think he could have done more of?
Probe.
Yeah, exactly. You can just ask the questions, and then finally you can say, well, I don't work that way.
Yeah.
That's Tom's line.
That's
I don't
not,
work that
that's
way.
not how I work. And then you've gotten right into the stuff, you could gotten right into the stuff that Alejandro just said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
And
do
then,
open houses,
yeah.
we'll do this, we'll do this,
Yeah.
we'll do this.
Don't dwell too long on how much stuff you do. Give them a taste of it and then try to go for the close. Because if you talk way too long about everything you do, they're eventually going to cut you off and say, okay, you know, we'll let you know. So just give them a quick couple of examples and say, listen, I'd love to show you in person what I can do for you, give you a 12-step marketing plan, and then we go from there. You know, so let's try that again. Get 2 minutes on the clock. Okay. Well, Ryan, I appreciate, you know, you trying to help us sell our home, but last agent I had did absolutely nothing, and we really don't feel like agents do much besides put a sign on your house.
Would you like to try like Coach Estate new services? We could try to get you top dollar for your house.
Don't forget to ask me questions. Ask questions first.
What do you feel like the agent didn't do before that would you like to do it now?
Well, I feel like the agent really, all they did for us was take our listing, put a sign on the house, put it on the MLS, and we never saw them again. No open houses, no articles in the newspaper, nothing that, I mean, I haven't even seen them do any marketing at all besides what I just explained. So I feel like the agents really don't really have a value. So we're going to try to do it ourselves.
Where's your house located at?
It's located at 1833 Front Street in Scotch Plains.
Kermit's nervous though. That's why I am the kind of lost.
Don't
Cause
worry,
I'm
you're
like
good.
a little nervous.
Your face doesn't look nervous at all. You're good.
Let me see. We can try to do is put your house in the market where your house is located at, and see where we can find some like pre-qualified buyers. And then we can try to contact them to see if they're interested in buying your house, or even check that out in the open houses. Well, would you like to try that?
Oh, it sounds like you guys have a little more to offer than my last agent, but you know, really, what sets you guys apart from other agencies? I can try to look for another agent that might have something more to add.
Well, we got multiple MLS system where we can expose your house to all of them,
Yes.
and we can try to find like multiple like qualified buyers, which is pretty good. Maybe you want to try that and put your house on the market and see if it's in a few weeks. If anything happens, we can try something else.
Okay. All right, we could do that. Thank you.
All right, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, so Ryan, the biggest thing I can tell you is that, like I was explaining
Yeah, I was
to,
really nervous.
it's okay. Biggest thing I can tell you is, just like I told one of our newer agents this morning, that all you really have to do right now is get over your butterflies, get over your fears. The lingo and the dialogue will come with time. Right now, you just have to put yourself in the most uncomfortable situations. That way, when you're one-on-one with someone, everything just comes real easily.
Yeah.
You know, right now, practicing in front of a group of people, you know, not knowing any of the dialogue, it's super uncomfortable. But that's okay, because that's what you need to do. You need to imagine if you're trying to learn how to swim, and your dad throws you in the deep end of the pool. You know, you're going to be scared, but you're going to learn how to swim because you have to. And then when you're in the shallow end, it doesn't feel like anything, you know? So this is all just practice, don't worry. And then you got to take some time with Tom. Tom is the man. He'll give you some good pointers on dialogue. Do we have another person still?
Can I say one thing?
Yes, you can. You stay here.
Michael and I have talked about this, because you got into something there about what makes your company different.
Yeah.
We got to more get into, we're different. We do things differently than other companies do, and we need to develop a dialogue program. We're not just an MLS company. We need to talk about the things that you all talk about on Thursdays and those different kind of things that we do differently than other companies do.
Yes.
We really need to, because
Nail that down.
Nobody else does what we're doing today.
dialogue. No, of
Nobody
course.
else does
This
this
is
stuff.
good
But
stuff.
we gotta develop a way to, hey, we do things differently. Here's what we do, blah, 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 blah.
Of course. Good, good. All right, Ryan, you can have a seat, brother. Thank you so much. Oh, Paul's here. Paul can do it with you. What is it? Paul, you gonna give Jolie a hard time? You gotta have to give Jolie a hard time. You just gotta grab something from the table.
Yeah, you gotta look something down. Other than hey, Paul, other than the skinny guy, you gotta.
Yeah, just don't grab the Darth Vader mask. That's all.
Just says hello.
Oh, so this is just an open house dialogue? Just a hello, okay. All right, so, here, hold on. Okay, so you're gonna command a whole dialogue from here. So I'm walking into an open house, and the dialogue is just hello. I mean, my dialogue is just hello, and then she takes it from there. All right, so I'm walking in off the street, and I will try my best to
Am I on
give her a
that
hard
side?
time. You want to go on this side?
Doesn't
really
matter.
matter. Whatever you want. Okay. Hello, miss. How are you? I'm just
Hi.
here to see the open house.
Okay. You can go ahead and have a look around. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Okay. Thank you. What was your name?
Joelle, nice
Thank-
to meet you.
Thank you, Jolie. It's a pleasure. I'll go ahead
Need
and
to grip the hand.
yes, thank you. I've been told. Okay. Nice house. Doesn't look like it's the right house for us. I appreciate your time. Thank you for allowing us to see it today.
Good. Do you have any questions about what you like or didn't like?
No, to be honest with you, the rooms are too small. Neighborhood's great. Don't think this house will really fit our needs. Our big bedroom, big furniture. We have way too much stuff, and I think this is not going to be the right one.
Okay. Do you have an agent?
I do not, actually. I just wanted to see if I can just place an offer through the listing agent of any property I like.
Okay. Just a quick question. Are you looking around other houses at the moment?
Yeah, we've been looking for a few weeks now, and like I said, we've been going to open houses. We've been contacting the listing agents off of Zillow. We've just been doing we're serious, we want to buy soon.
Okay. Are you pre-approved?
Yes, we are. I've been pre-approved with Wells Fargo. They've approved me up to $500,000, so we know exactly what type of house we want. We just haven't been able to find the right one.
Okay. What attracted you to this house? I'm sure you saw it online.
Well, with us, we just don't want to leave any stone unturned, so we're checking out every house in the neighborhood because we like this area.
Wow, you have a lot of time in your hands.
Oh, not really. We just want to make the right decision.
Okay, so what would you say if I helped you look for exactly the house that you're looking for? I have a lot of websites that I can search through, about 94 websites that I can pinpoint exactly what you're looking for, whether it's a garage, it's a pool, the town, whether you want a dog door or something, anything.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, yeah, I don't mind. I can give you my email address. You can send me any properties you find.
Cool.
Yes?
Sign here.
Sign here? Already signed in. Okay, what can you guys tell Jolie about her clothes or maybe her dialogue? Alejandro?
Go ahead.
Like the welcoming, it's usually, hey, I'm glad you came,
Yeah, I'm so dry when I say hi.
I appreciate you coming to my open house today.
Yeah.
Did you have any trouble finding us? What brought you here, the sign or the ad?
Okay.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. You have to be very warm and inviting when they first come in.
It's the smile.
Anyone else?
Have a canned response. When somebody says hello to you, have a canned response. You can say the same thing to everybody.
I always say,
That makes it really sincere.
Okay.
because I know they don't like to talk to me, so I always say, okay, fine, nice to meet you. I always shake their hand no matter what. And then I'm like, you're free to look
That's
around in
the
the
one,
house. Shaking their hand is wrong?
Yeah, don't shake it.
No?
If
Oh, shit.
if a woman wants to shake a man's hand, the woman should put her hand out first. The man doesn't just walk in and shake your hand. That's
Just kidding.
improper etiquette. Some of those other things.
Damn, I've been doing it wrong.
Well, she did. She put her hand out
Yeah,
first.
she did it. She
Yeah.
did it right. I said she was wrong. No, she was right.
But
Yeah.
while we're on the topic of physiology, I want you guys to understand that sometimes the body movements are more important than actually what comes out of your mouth. So with her, what I didn't like about her is that she kept constantly losing eye contact with me. She kept looking down all the time, like trying to remember
I'm not
things.
like that with them. I actually look at them dead in the
Yes.
eyeballs.
So just make sure you always keep eye
Okay.
contact. Okay, that's
Very
really
nervous.
important. Yeah, very.
Yeah, I'm very
One more
nervous.
thing to add. Good job running back on this week.
Oh,
Back
thank
down
you.
right
I
away.
thought I was not, but
There was no there was no soft transitions. So when you overcame an objection, it was like you were talking down something. Instead
Okay.
of, try starting off with, well, okay, that makes sense. I understand. Try to transition the conversation before you just said, oh, so I forget what you said a few things. It was like you were talking down.
Okay.
So just sort of soften it up with like a transitional phrase before you go into your objection. Other than that, pro for paying with this jerk.
Yeah.
You don't walk in my house just to be looking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know what to say
there's
with that.
something that he didn't buy a house yet for a reason. He has a plan, but your plan isn't working.
Sure.
So you have to let him figure out, okay, you've been doing this for a while. How long you been doing this? How much gas did you burn? And you didn't buy a house yet, you moron. By the way, my services is free. But
Okay, I wasn't thinking
pro
about
for
that.
pain.
I did have someone that came to an open house and it said exactly what he said, which is, all right, send me everything you have. I'm like, I don't know, giving you shit for free.
Yes,
I
exactly.
have 10,000 properties. You want to look them all right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Tom?
I'm send you everything. How about we send what you look for?
Okay.
You have something additional, Tom?
Remember what we said about disappointed?
Disappointed?
This is a classic example of somebody you could make them disappointed.
Mhm.
You're out looking on your own, is that what you're telling me? You're not working with a realtor? We got 90% of the buyers, we got 90% of the inventory. Would you be disappointed if you missed a house you really wanted to buy just because you're out there looking by yourself?
Okay.
Of course not. So one of the things that I said to you, that I'll tell you as far as lingo goes, if I would have said something different, the part where I said I love the neighborhood, but I haven't found the right house yet, and I want to only leave any stone unturned. What I would have said if I was in your situation would have been like, well, that's excellent. I specialize in this neighborhood, and not only can I show you the homes that are available now, but I can also reach out to homeowners that haven't thought about selling their home yet or will be coming to the market soon. Is that something that you'd be interested in getting the first opportunity to a house before it hits the market? If they're like the people who want to know about every home, they're going to say, yeah, how do we do that? Okay, great. So now you just taken in their mind what seems to be a valueless proposition, having a relationship with a real estate agent, they don't value you at all, to a situation now where like, wow, this person's holding the keys to the gate. So I need to somehow make time for them. So when you tell them, listen, I can create a market for you if there isn't one. If you haven't found the right home yet, maybe it's not on the market yet. Why don't you allow me to do some research and we can find one together? And they say, okay, how do we go about that? Send them to my email. Well, it doesn't really work like that, Mr. Buyer. The reason why is because homes that aren't listed yet, we're not really allowed to be circulating around. But I'd love for you to come into the office for about 15 minutes and I can show you some homes that are probably high, because now everyone has this thing called Remind. Everyone knows that. They tell you which homes in the neighborhood have a higher sale probability than others. So you can show them this and be like, look, these have high probability. Would you like for me to reach out to them? I can. And then once you start doing that, you have a meeting with them. You spend time with them. You build rapport with them. You show them what you do above and beyond anyone else. Chances of them wanting to work with you on regular listings are really good. So what you can do after you're done with your meeting, your first meeting in the office, is say, look, I'm going to work on these homes, but since you're here, why don't I schedule you a couple to see a few of the ones that just hit the market this weekend? And then they'll be like, okay, that makes sense. So now you're working with them. You understand? But you have to add the value first.
I guess my biggest fear is not, again, I was an admin, I still am, but my biggest fear is not having the documents signed.
What documents?
That's what I keep thinking of. Like,
well,
I need
you're
a
an open
CIS
house
signed.
and they don't know you, they're not going to sign anything.
I know, that's why I'm like, fuck, like I don't
Yeah.
know.
And remember, a CS doesn't have to be signed. A CS has to be delivered and explained.
Did you all see how his service benefited that was and how smooth he was with it? And he closed you so you didn't even know you were being closed.
Of course not.
Hey, when you want to come into the office, blah, blah, blah. But you know how smooth he was? You know why? He's been doing it for 20 years and he's practiced.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm telling you, this stuff is nothing but practice.
That's all it is, guys.
Yeah.
It's just practice and repetition.
Yeah.
Touche.
All right, let's try again. So, hello, miss. I'm here to see the open house. My name is Louis.
Nice to meet you. My name is
Pleasure's all
Joelle.
mine.
You can feel free to look around. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I can let you know anything.
Thank you. Okay, now we've seen the house and it doesn't seem like it's going to be the right one for us. The bedrooms are a little bit small. We're looking for a little bit of a bigger house. Our furniture is very big, so I don't think this is the right one.
All right, what exactly are you looking for in a house?
Well, we love this neighborhood. We're just looking for something that's a little bit bigger than this, and we want to try to stay under 400,000.
All right. Are you looking in this neighborhood specifically?
Yes, I love this neighborhood. We grew up here. Our kids go to school here. And to be honest with you, it'd be a very easy commute for me to work, so this is the place I want to
Okay.
be.
Are you with a real estate agent?
No, actually, we're just looking in open houses, and we're just going to make an offer through the listing agent. I feel we can get a better deal that way.
Okay. Well, good for you. Well, lucky for you is that I actually specialize in this neighborhood. So even if anything happens and you can't find exactly a house that you're looking for that has open houses or anything, I can call homeowners that may consider selling a house that you may be interested in.
Okay, yeah, sure, go ahead. Here's my email address. I wrote it down in sign-in sheet. Send me any properties you may have.
If you'd like, do you have time right now?
Actually, no, we're on the way to church, but you can always email them to me later.
Okay, well, it would only take 10 minutes, so what time is your church session?
It's at 12 o'clock.
Great, it's 10 o'clock, you have time.
You're going to leave your open house and take me to your office? That's awesome. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really have to say office?
Well, the thing is that you want to make an additional date for them to filter them out. Because what you're doing is you're creating this filter. If they don't show up to your next appointment, that means they're no good. If they show up to your next appointment, they're your client. So what you do is you set up a 15-minute appointment for the following day, the following week, whatever the case is. Once that's set and they come, it's on you at that point.
Okay.
All right?
All right, so since I can see you don't have enough time today, what I can do is, since I have your email, we can just set up a day for you to come by the office and we can discuss further.
Okay, that sounds nice. What day is good?
What day is good for you?
Monday at 12.
Perfect.
All right, let's do it. Perfect. So see, that was a lot better because she had value to add to a valueless proposition in their head. So that was really good. Esther, you want to give it a shot?
Did you see how much smoother she
Yeah,
was
she's
the
good.
second time when
Yeah,
she knew a little bit about
she's
what
super
she was
smooth.
saying?
Thank you. I kept
Okay.
having John in my head, like,
So this is
Just a backbone.
Esther, yours is a Fizbo. You stay up here, Charlie, by her, okay?
oh, me?
Yeah. Okay. She's the Fizbo, and then you're the agent, okay? Just click this on your.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't get you dressed up. You want to grab
Oh my gosh.
She could be Captain America.
You want to be Thriller? You want to be a #1 fan?
Thriller.
Oh,
You want to be Rick James?
no thank you. I'll be a Viking. Oh my goodness, that's even a thing. I don't think it goes until like 47. Okay. It's so silly.
Okay, guys, she's the for sale by owner. You're calling on her or you're meeting her in person, whatever you decide.
Okay.
Okay, so she's going to give you the line.
Hi. So tell me one thing that you can do for me that I cannot do for myself.
So I'm not sure if you know this or not, but 90% of the houses on the market right now are held by realtors, and only 10% are being sold by for sale by owners. So right now you only get 10% of the market. If I were you, I don't know what sounds better, 10% or 100%. What sounds good to you?
100.
All right. So if I can help you get the most exposure for your house, is that something that you'll like?
Sure.
All right. So I'd love to sit down with you and show you how I can help you get the most exposure for your house, and help you put the most money in your pocket come closing.
Most money, but then I have to pay you a commission.
I understand. So I only do charge 3%, but like I said, compared to you working on your own, I am providing you a service that expands your house more than just this county. So I have access to all 6 MLSs in New Jersey. So you're looking at clients possibly coming in from New York, clients that are already in New Jersey, and with you selling your house on your own, you really don't have that market. So once again, I would love to show you exactly what it is I do for my clients to help them get an offer within the first 30 days of their house being on the market.
Okay, I'm not in a rush to sell because I do live in the house, so I can take 3 months, 6 months, so I really don't know why I would be in a rush to sell in 30 days.
Oh, listen, don't worry. You don't have to sell in 30 days. What we can do is we can put a contingency, meaning that we won't sell the house until you find another place. Is that something you're okay with?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay, so what does your schedule look like this week?
Free. I mean, I work from home.
Awesome. So, I'll be in the area tomorrow at 12. I'll stop by and I look forward to meeting you.
Me too.
Awesome. Good job.
Good job. All right, someone take my basket.
He's a pro.
Jeez.
Oh,
Where you
snap.
Damn, girl. Let me get you on the phone right now.
Is Paul going next?
What do you guys have to say?
Well, they got
What's up?
briefly into commission, and commission.
You only charge 3%? Wow, that's cheap.
I mean, for me,
Oh.
we're not talking about the buyer's end.
Oh my God, you totally played me.
Yeah.
It wasn't mine.
Good job, though. Huh?
I guess 1.5.
Okay.
When you get into that commission thing, one of the most important things you can say is, what's more important to I can show you how I can put more money in your pocket at the closing than you can trying to sell it on your own, would you be interested in talking about that? You gotta overcome the commission question, because that's always the FISBO's number one.
Very true.
I don't need to pay people, I do it myself. You gotta
I was gonna
overcome
say that.
Thank you for not.
You came off very confident. I wasn't expecting it, but you were still a little bit fast. So
Okay.
you have to slow
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
The slower you talk, the more they hear.
Okay.
So if you're just running, if you're talking really fast, you sound like a pimp. But slow it down. I'm like, oh, you don't want to pay a commission.
You sound like
Soften your voice. Soften, just what you just said, dude. Soften your voice when you ask a question.
Okay.
What
Thanks,
you
Luke.
said is you're concerned about the commission, is that right?
Okay. Esther switch places with Joelle, and Joelle, you can about Paul, the mic. And then this will be Paul's, that'll be Paul's.
Paul Nielsen doesn't work anymore.
This is something I get all the time.
You do? Good. I see how Paul handles it.
Huh?
Paul, you just gotta pick up, you gotta pick an outfit
Um,
from the table.
Hold on. Do I wait for him to come up, or
Yeah,
can I
he's
just
gonna
say
come
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can say it when
What
you-
is it?
Pick something from the table, and then she'll give you your, is that for anything, buy or sell it?
Yeah.
Anybody says,
Yeah.
okay. And guys, Tom was gracious enough to give us these scenarios. He spent time putting these together for us because he felt that these are common objections. Tom?
Yeah.
Tom did, yeah.
Fire away.
All right. So it
Ooh, there she
says.
is.
It says, you work for Culture Estate. I have never heard of that company. And you say,
Oh, all right. All right, take
Your
this.
brother no good? Still fun.
Okay. What, are we on the phone or are we meeting in person?
it's up to you.
Okay.
So
Say
you
it
work.
again, guys. Say it again.
So you work for Culture Estate. I've never heard of that company.
I forgot what we say about this one. All right. So while you've never heard of Culture Estate, we're one of the fastest growing companies, real estate companies in New Jersey. We're also one of the top companies in New Jersey with social media. And I'm kind of lost right here. I didn't know what was going on today.
It's okay. Good. So, well, this is what it's for, so we can get this practice out of the way.
Okay.
Good.
Oh.
Okay.
That's it?
Sure.
I mean, she would have a response,
if she
right?
said
So
that, you would say what in return?
So you said you were the fastest growing company.
we're one of the fastest growing real estate companies in New Jersey. And you know, we have a really high social media presence online.
So what does that have to do with selling my house?
Well, what we could do is we can market your product, your company, your house online, right? And we get a lot of people to see it. Also, the fact that we have a lot of agents in-house, about 75 to 100 agents, I don't know where we're at right now, that helps spread the word around locally.
And what do you offer that I can't get from like a Keller Williams or Weicker?
Well, what we could offer is, personally myself, being that we're a smaller agency and that we're, a boutique agency, I can give you a lot more attention than those agencies can. Sometimes, houses get lost in the mix, and, somebody that might have 100 to 200 listings versus me that could focus on your house specifically, I can give it a lot more attention and make it my number one priority.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'm actually looking to sell my house within the next 6 months. I previously had it listed, but the agent didn't do much for me. Do you think you can help me get about $500,000 for my house?
Well, I'd have to see your home in order to determine that. But what I'd like to do is come to your house, take a look, evaluate it, give you, an honest opinion of what it's worth, and then I can tell you what I could do for you from there.
And how much do you guys charge?
Typically, we charge 6%.
Okay, that's a bit hefty.
Okay, well, we could talk about that when we meet in person, and I could show you what I could actually give you for 6%. So.
Good.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, what do you guys think about what Paul could have improved on?
Yeah, there's a big difference when Esther said 3% to when he said 6%.
Yeah,
I like the 3%.
Yeah. When you said 6%, I was like, whew, that sounds like a lot.
Well, I mean, that's what I charge.
Yeah.
I don't know what Paul could have improved on, but that's the thing we were talking about a while ago. There's a lot of people out there, I never heard of Culture Estate. We should have canned answers for
Yeah.
that. Canned. We're a a new company. We're one of the fastest growing companies in New Jersey. We sell a house every day. All right, we've got about 80 agents that are working actively in the market. And we do some things differently. How many of you ever looked at Thursday thing on TV? On the internet, the Thursday thing.
What's the Thursday thing?
Oh, you know the Thursday, the dog and pony show he does on Thursday.
Dog and Pony Show. We got to change the name. Dog and Pony Show.
But that's something we do differently. Why do we do that? You do that kind of stuff to get people to know who you are, get people to recognize it. So all I'm saying is I think we should have a canned answer for I've never heard of you guys.
I do. My canned answer is, oh, well, how many homes have you sold in the past 5 years? None? Well, that's why you haven't heard of us, because we're doing all the selling.
Anyone else want to add anything to what? The only thing you could really say is obviously there's a lot of things people haven't heard of. There was a time when no one heard of eBay. There was a time when no one heard of Keller Williams. There was a time when you don't heard anything. But I will tell you one thing: we are the fastest growing in the area in New Jersey, and we also dominate the social media space, like you were saying. Now, why is that important to you? You might ask yourself. Maybe beat her to the punch. Because nowadays all the attention, all the eyeballs are on social media. It's a modern day billboard. It's a modern day TV commercial. So if you have an agency working for you who knows how to leverage those capabilities, that means you can get your household sold faster for more money. It's just repetition. I do it a lot. I call a lot of people. So for me, I'm used to these answers, but it's just stuff that you can kind of build it to what you own it. It doesn't have to sound like Tom, doesn't have to sound like me.
No.
It's whatever you want it to be, but really at the end of the day, it just becomes not so much, you don't want to, I know John Lewis has his style where he kind of he comes real hard at the person to make them feel like it's bad for even asking. But I feel like you could also educate them that, look, there was always a time when people haven't heard of something. Then maybe go that route too. It works for John, it works for John. I couldn't see myself pretty saying that to them, but he can, and he's good at that. So everyone has to make it their own.
But have an answer.
Exactly, have an answer.
Yeah.
Good.
What do I do
We
with
done?
this?
Good job.
What do I? Okay.
Guys, we have David here. He's from Investor Savings. He's going to come up and give us. A quick presentation. But before he comes up, he has to grab something from the table.
Be anything he wants to do.
Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Take that off your hands. Thanks, guys. It's a tough choice. Thank you, sweetie. Let's click this though. Oh, wait, I got it. Put this to your tie.
Demonstrate this on
Yes, you can. Good. Do you need me to go to a website or?
Yeah, listreports.com.
Okay.
And then,
You can go ahead and start.
yeah. Okay, so,
Presentation, I'll allow you in here, introduce yourself.
yeah, I'm doing that. Okay, so I'm with Investors Bank. I met Louis about a year ago. And thank you for inviting me
No problem.
out here again. Separately, Esther,
Yeah, you have a brother.
Isaac. Esther's brother Isaac. I worked with him for over a year,
Yeah.
start to finish. We finally got a house purchased, a two-family in Newark. Give my best.
I will.
If I could buy stock in a person, I would buy stock in Isaac. This kid's great.
What about Esther?
I don't know Esther yet. If she's like Isaac, you've got a very good, very good hire. Well, Isaac called me up 2 months ago. David, I want to buy a rental. I want to buy an investment property. Isaac, settle down. Let the ink dry on what you just got. Okay, Investors were a mid-sized local bank, headquartered in Millburn. Short Hills. I office in Millburn. We're very prevalent throughout New Jersey. About 150 branches. We're actively growing. We're also in New York. We're also in Pennsylvania. My focus is Jersey. Pretty much any house you guys find, we probably have a branch within 10 minutes of that location. We have different programs. I'll circle back to Isaac. The program he took advantage of was one of our best, and I want to make sure you guys have it embedded, if you will, so that you could, use it if you need it. Just a couple weeks ago, Investors Bank affiliated with an outfit called List Reports. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, we're paired up.
Oh, we are paired up.
Yeah.
Aren't we paired up? I thought I was paired up with you. You and I are paired up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I recognize you. Oh, okay, List Reports, I don't know the technical term, is a website service, portal, whatever it is, where free materials are generated for the realtors to use in your marketing efforts. Call that two different categories. It could be a print product like a flyer like this, or it could be a digital product like the property website, or you get shareables for the your social media. You get other abilities to capture customers and their data, that kind of stuff. The way it works economically, List Reports gets the loan officer, myself in this case, to sign up, and I pay a fee, a monthly fee to List Reports to be able to offer this to my relationships, to my Rolodex, if you will. My mission is to partner with these realtors, these relationships, so that when you use marketing materials for your traffic, for your audience, we're co-branded. So the realtor's on the left-hand side, the loan officer's on the right-hand side. This is a sample of a back-to-back flyer, and I'll just, you could share these throughout. Just take a look, a couple, some more. Just pass them around because I didn't bring enough for everybody. So my mission is to get my coordinates in front of your traffic. So that gives me the incentive for paying this monthly subscription fee to the company. Basically, there we go. So is this me or you?
This is mine. So this is what their portal will look like. So whenever you have
okay, the way it works is I search an agent, I go into a certain portion of the website, the agent's data is coming up, I pick one of their listings and say, let's create a list report for this listing. The list report is this is just the flyer. There's other stuff they have. They have postcards, they got the property website, they got
the property website, open house flyer, promotional flyer.
This is the menu of things that they offer.
Which one would you like to?
Well, really any of them. I circulated well, go to the property website. That would be just for illustration of the digital stuff.
Just switch Wi-Fi's, I'm sorry.
Okay. So again, that's the mission, is to get that word out, if you will. These materials should be helpful to you guys as you're promoting your listings and stuff. Again, the other extensions, if you will, is the shareables. Have you checked that portion of the website out? What the shareables are is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every week, they produce a content piece, if you will, that you can use for your social media, for LinkedIn, for Facebook, for Instagram, just to keep you guys out there with the people you're marketing to. Beside you, has anyone else ever heard of List Reports? Well, Alessandro, here was a domino. I talked to Louis sent me, sent me to you. That's how we got together. You've used it a couple times now, right?
For open houses, but I check out all the content, and I like the shareables, and I love what it offers. There's so many things you can order through them.
Just to continue there, if you go through the website resources tab, there's a lot of knowledge they want to impart to you. They want you to be really effective with this. So you can attend a webinar. You can have one-on-one coaching with the people there. I have a contact relationship who I go to when I need to help me understand stuff. Here's the property website. Just go to the photo gallery.
I don't know if I have any photos.
Oh, it's generated off of the MLS listing that the realtor inputs to get it going. This piece here, if you look at the back of the flyers I handed out, people love this. It's a good pictorial of the neighborhood for each location. whatever it might be, outdoors, food, schools, that kind of stuff. You can print this out also, or you could leave it as part of the flyer in a back-to-back presentation. The photo gallery is basically the photos that you've already uploaded for the listing, describing the listing.
Payment calculator as well.
Exactly. Then there's one cell there for the realtor. There's one cell there for the loan officer. Have you found it useful?
I have, and the people like them. Everybody grabs on and they look at them and they go, oh, this is, they check out all the information.
To take it further, this is a portion that I'm not fluent in, by the way. It's called the sign writers. You create a handle and you have a sign there. If someone texts to that sign handle that identifies to you, you pick up the cell phone and possibly the email address, that's the stuff, of the person that texts that messages. So this is a way for you guys. I also get that too, by the way. I don't know what I'll do with it yet, but so if we were to take the flyer, go back to the flyer, you can customize this a fair amount. Any one of them, that's good. You know what, let's go back again and just go hit edit, go north. We'll leave it. When you put these flyers together, when I do it, there's an edit function where you can I can put a custom tag on this. Like in Isaac's case, the house that he was listed at was eligible for this program. I'll walk you through in a second. I could put a little flyer there. This house eligible for Investors Home Program.
You can edit them right here when you're looking at them on the left-hand tab.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah. They have a pre-listing presentation, which I opened, just going to take a quick look at.
Back to the edit function. I can change it. I used Weichert for you guys, but there are different color templates I can tap into, or you can tap into, because you can create this yourself, which you've done. So do you guys think this would be useful? I got one vote. Okay, there we go. So exactly this. This is depending on where we want to go. Go to profile. Really, it doesn't matter. So, for example, if I didn't have your picture, or when I was putting in your cell phone and all that stuff, this is where I went to take care of that to get it accurate. And again, once you, okay, the way the domino works, I'll leave. Lewis has my coordinates. Email me that you're interested in doing this or participating. I need to then create an invitation for you guys to accept, to then be able to get down and get all this stuff for yourself. So I'll look to you, or Lewis has my coordinates. I'll give you my cards. I'll leave some back there. Just reach out to me, and I'm happy to make that happen.
Yeah, stuff has a lot of things that you guys can just go ready out the box. So instead of waiting to get open house flyers done, or if you guys want to send something out as a postcard, they're already pre-made in there. So it's a really nice resource for that.
Yeah, and again, what I do, it's really fast. I mean, I just submit it, and within minutes I get one back. And if I'm just doing a change, just a simple edit, like a color change or whatever, or just that's even faster. So, and then you get this stuff and you use it the way you use it.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest takeaways from Investor Savings is the program that you guys have, where your clients will deposit into an account, and then they can almost get a house with no money down by the end of I think it's like a year that you have to.
Yeah,
talk about that program.
Sure.
That's one of the most exciting ones that you guys offer.
We have multiple ones. What you're talking about is the Home Savings New Jersey Dream Act, where they start with, and actually that's morphed a little bit to a different structure. It was basically a savings plan where you kind of accumulate personal wealth of roughly $2,500, and then that was matched on a 3-to-1 basis to get a pool of $10,000 to use toward a purchase, with which could obviously get, depending on the size of the house. That could be the difference to getting the couple points that you need to make it happen. The one that Esther's brother Isaac took advantage of is a little better, I think. This is our Home Ownership Made Easy program. I'll leave a couple flyers back there too. Currently the rate's 3.5%, which is about, it's slightly better than market. It's not hugely better, but this is a good rate right now. You get money towards closing costs. You get $1,500 towards closing costs, real money. It's the sub loan that's forgiven after a year, so that helps make the deal happen. We waive our $200 application fee, so I call that $1,700. The biggest bang for the buck here is you need a 700 credit score, which I don't believe is that hard to get to. If I have a client that's 680, I go to my credit counselor, David Wheeler, David, I need to get Joe up to 700. You know, what do we need to do?
Sure.
And we figure it out. If you're at 700 credit score, you get no PMI. So you can get with as little as 5% down on a purchase, say $300,000, $400,000. The benefit to the buyer is probably in the $300 a month range.
So you can get a 3.5% rate with no PMI, but how
Correct.
much down?
The minimum is 5%.
We're 5% down, that's crazy.
I mean, and 5%, it's higher than FHA, but I say no, you got to account for the money we're giving you too. If you take $1,500 towards that, the real amount down is like 4%, maybe a little less. So,
Yeah,
So
what
there you
FHA, what a lot of agents don't understand is that aside from the 3.5% down, you also have to mortgage a part of the mortgage insurance. So not only do you pay mortgage insurance monthly, but you also have to pay it in the loan. It's upfront mortgage insurance. So that gets factored in too. So if you really factor it in, you're almost paying 5% anyway. So it really is that's a great program.
yeah, what you're referring to is it's 1.75% added to the principal amount as what you have. It's capitalized that you have to pay back. So you're right. People just get focused on the rate. The rate's this. I love it. Let's go. And at the end of the day, they're paying that amount extra.
Yep.
So yeah, this is my go-to thing. Okay, so back up then. How are you eligible for this? That's the real question. It's an either-or test. It's either location-based or it's household income-based. I use Maplewood because I cover the South Orange branch. If you're familiar with Maplewood, this is Springfield Avenue. Irvington's up here. The train station's over here. The golf course is over here. If it's this purple region is location-based. Any house in this location gets this regardless of their household income.
Okay.
This past summer I was working with a nice young couple, she works for Goldman Sachs. He has a different job as a teacher somewhere. Between them they were making $500,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
But he still gets this program because of the location of the house.
Okay.
So that was a layup. The other way to get there is household income based. So if I want to buy in yellow, the household limitation is roughly $80,000.
Okay.
A lot of the price points that I see in some of your listings, if you're only making $80,000, you could really probably get to at least a $300,000 purchase, depending on how much other overhead you have, how much school loans, how many car loans, all that kind of stuff. You can get there. So if I'm making $75,000, I want to buy wherever it is, Scotch Plains or somewhere, and I'm buying a $300,000 house, I'll probably still be eligible for this program. So we should talk about that. Again, it's an either-or test. It's not both. It's one or the other. So that's what Isaac did. And Isaac would be throwing me addresses. Does this work? Does this work? Because his income was higher than the threshold.
Got it.
So he had to have a location criteria.
Okay.
So it worked for him. Worked for all of us.
Any questions for David, guys? That was great.
Okay, we got bagels and stuff out there. We got
Just leave your, obviously give your cards and your stuff to everyone there.
I'll leave it on the desk back there. What'd I do?
I got you.
Oh, so thank you again.
You can stick around if you like. Oh, sorry. Here's it.
No questions. Okay, good. So yeah, those are all for you. Keep them coming. And again, if you want to be partnered on list reports, please shoot me an email, and I'll take care of it. On my
David, that's just legit, right?
No, you can keep them. You can keep them.
Dave, let me just grab your mic.
Oh, sure.
Your hat? You need something to wear to trick or treat.
Was this? What's happened to this?
That's probably a thriller.
Was it missed?
Could be.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably one of those.
That's right.
Let me just get your packet.
You gotta send me a copy of that, by the way.
Yeah, we're tethered. We're tethered. We're tethered.
Oh, we're still tethered? Oh,
We just need the pack. They want to go.
No,
Thank you,
all
brother.
right, all right.
Don't go to the bathroom with this on.
Sure.
All right, thank you. All right, we're almost done, guys. Let me just get back in here. Okay, guys, so today's topic is mentorship. I didn't want to just limit ourselves to one quote. I found a really, really good amount of quotes that were great for mentorship, and I want to read some of those to you guys. Because one way or another, you guys will experience it in your life where you're going to be learning from someone else. And you may have not thought of it as being a mentorship, but it technically is. And a lot of times we get inspiration from people that aren't even around us, and that's also a mentorship. Doesn't that mean that the person needs to be right in your face or you need to know them personally. So today I want to cover that briefly and also get your feedback on it. Our first quote is from Oprah, which is probably my favorite of the 5. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. A lot of times we sell ourselves short and we don't really even realize it until someone tells us how great we are. But it takes someone else to bring that out of us sometimes. Number 2, a mentor said, "Let's go do it, not you go do it." How powerful when someone says let's. That's Jim Rohn, one of my favorites. Number 3, colleagues are a wonderful thing, but mentors, that's where the real work gets done. Number 4, one of the greatest values of mentors is the ability to see ahead what others cannot see and to help them navigate a course of their destination. John Maxwell. Number 5, our chief want in life is somebody who will make us do what we can. That's Ralph Waldo Emerson. Okay, so jump into this really quickly, and then we'll get your feedback on this, guys. Okay, so what I love about, give me a second. What I love about mentorship, guys, is it's a shortcut. If you guys ever think of someone, if you guys have ever noted someone who you want to emulate, the reason why we do that is because this person has already figured out what we want to figure out. And that's what makes them so powerful, is because if we want to become the best chef, become the best anything, that person has already done it, made the mistakes, and done everything that you need to do to be great or be known for it. So by emulating this person, picking their brain, reading every material they have, just following their every move, what's happening is you're starting to be mentored by that person, and they'll tell you, as long as you listen, the things not to do and the things that do work. So that's one of the reasons why mentorship is so important, and it's important for everyone to have people that they look up to and people that they follow, is because they've already given you this roadmap, is what I call it. It's a roadmap. Listen, here are the directions. If you follow these directions, you won't get lost. It's almost like saying, I'm going to drive from here to California and just wing it, and I'm not even going to look at any street signs. I'm just going to get there eventually. It'll take you a much longer time than it would if you had a roadmap showing you exactly which route to take, how to get there faster, which streets are closed, which streets are open, which is the scenic route, which is the rough roads. This is all important stuff for you guys to understand in order for you to get to where you want to be. Mentorship is a very powerful tool as long as we know how to use it. Next thing I want to talk about is that making mistakes is a real thing. Now, making mistakes are very valuable, and they're the most, in my opinion, they're the most important teachers in your life are the mistakes you're going to make. If you haven't made them yet, you will. Guarantee you that. We're all in for it, is we're going to make mistakes. Now, we can learn all the mistakes we want on our own. We can go through them and go through them and go through them. Or what we can do is we can listen to what a mentor has to say about these mistakes. And when we encounter a mistake or we encounter ourselves going in the direction of that mistake, we could circle back and think about, hey, what did Jim Rohn say about this mistake that I'm finding myself in right now? It's a quicker way of getting out of that mistake. It's a quicker way of you knowing, hey, listen, if I ever encounter myself flat broke, does that mean I have to give up? Or is it, if you ever find yourself in a position where others are criticizing you, does that mean you give up? You know, maybe these are mistakes momentarily, but never let the mistakes dictate the rest of your life. Those mistakes are just opportunities for you to grow. I was listening to Kobe Bryant this weekend. You guys know Kobe Bryant, the famous basketball player. They asked him in an interview, how did he feel? Because everyone knows Kobe loves winning. And they used to ask Kobe, how did you feel when you would lose? He's like, I would get excited. He's like, why would you get excited for a loss? And Kobe said, because it's an opportunity for me to learn from my mistakes. And every time I lost, I would take something away. He used to watch his basketball games. His games might be 2.5 hours long, 3 hours long. It would take him 5 hours to watch his games because he would look at every single thing and he would rewind and look at it again because he wanted to be the best. So he would always take the losses as gains or as wins because he was going to learn from them. He said he was literally excited because he knew the quicker he can get that loss over with, the quicker he could take away the information that made him lose, the faster he can get to where he wanted to be. So that's really what made Kobe better than everyone else in his field. It's not that he was more athletic than anyone. He earned that, but he also saw opportunities everywhere, even when people didn't. So it's important for you guys to look at your mistakes and learn from them. Next thing is to decrease decades. This is something Tony Robbins says. You got to decrease decades into days. Now, you can spend 30 years learning 30 years worth of knowledge, or you can meet someone who has 30 years of knowledge and take as much away from them as possible. That's why I always push Tom on you guys, because Tom has literally been doing dialogue for 30 years. So if I want to learn dialogue, do I try to pick up a manual and start learning myself on, you know, how to learn dialogue? Or do I ask the person who's been doing it for so long, hey, which ones should I focus on first? Where do I start? Which ones are more effective? Which ones do I not use anymore because maybe they're outdated? What is it that, what kind of a timeline do I put myself on to learn? Do I spend an hour a day? How much role play should I do on buyers? How much should I do on sellers? Like, these are all questions that someone who has been doing it for as long as Tom can tell you and get you on path to do what you would have taken you a year, maybe to do it in a month. So that's why it's important, because you could decrease the time that it takes you to learn something. You know, yeah. A lot of kids go to college kids go to college or go to trade schools for a long time, and they come out and they basically know enough to pass their exams. But the same kids who go into like an apprenticeship program and doing it every day with their hands actually end up learning more about the business and learning about real situations, because they're immersed in it. They're just every day, day in and day out. So that's why mentorship is important, because you get all that information condensed into a short period of time. And the feeling that you're not alone is important too, because when you're doing stuff alone, you can get discouraged quickly, rather quickly, very quickly. When you have someone that has been through it already and can talk you through those dark days and can talk to you about things that they went through, and it encourages you. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to any of my interviews or have listened to people speak, and maybe, who knows, in like a TED Talk or something. I always try to extract from them their darkest days. Tell me about your bad times. Tell me about the things that you went through where you wanted to quit. The reason why I ask those things is not because I want to make them feel bad about themselves, about what they went through, but those journeys are actually more impactful to other people than their successes. So for instance, if I interviewed someone who's like, yeah, so I'm the best football player in the NFL right now, and I got there because I'm just athletically gifted, and I just had the right opportunities, I went to the right college. Or if I ask that same football player, listen, tell me about what you had to go through in order to be good. Tell me about the times you wanted to quit. Tell me about the times when you felt like everyone was talking down to you, telling you that you couldn't do it. How did you get over that? What kind of mindset did you have to turn into? You will learn more from those things and those types of answers than you will from someone saying, life is great. Look at me now. I drive a Lamborghini. I have a mansion. Those things are obviously fruits of their labor, but what did they go through to get there? That's what you want to get from a mentor. Those are the things that I get from a mentor, because I go through a lot of periods in my life where I doubt myself, I go through rough times, and then I immediately go and look for people who are successful to find out what times they've gone through. Another thing that mentors do for us is they set a very high standard. They set a very high bar, right? You guys know that there was a time when no one could run a 4-minute mile. And Roger Bannister broke that 4-minute mile. No one else could do it before him. But then after he did it, college kids, high school kids started breaking the 4-minute mile. So it really helps knowing that someone has already done it. When you know someone's already done it, it makes it possible. It makes it obtainable. But when you don't know anyone who's done it, it just seems like, that's a fairy tale. You know, the guy owns 2,000 apartments. Who can do that? Nobody. But if you know there's someone out there who has done it, and you see what they do, you follow their habits, you look at their daily routines, and you see what books they read, and you see what kind of a life they live. You know, sometimes you think that these famous people like live these extravagant lives, but they're sometimes more conservative than we are. So you got to look at these things and learn from them, because there's really not an easy way to anything, but you got to take as much as you can from these people. And one of the last things I want to talk to you about is that you can see it. You can see it's possible, right? Like you can see that anything is possible as long as you have a visual. A lot of us are visual creatures, and that's why we have eyes to see. When we can see it's possible, like for instance, I see that Alejandro spent 1 year. It's probably been a full year. You've been a full-time major or close to it. Yeah, probably a little bit more. I can see that Alejandro in 1 year he's become a top agent, an investor. You know, he's become completely independent. He's training other people. He's doing speaking engagements, and like, oh my God, this has been 1 year. If you guys look at Alejandro in your day one in your real estate career, you can say he did it in a year. I can do it too. You know, Alejandro is a really great example of what you can do when you focus, when you get obsessed, and when you want to really do something that bad that there is no option B. The problem is that a lot of people give themselves a what's that called, a backup plan. Like, okay, you're gonna go into real estate. What's your fallback? What is option B? If you give yourself an option B, if you give yourself an out, you're going to take that out when things get rough. But if you go into something and you're like, the only option I have is to succeed or I get hit by a bus, one or the other, but I'm going to do what I want to do. You understand? So when you give yourself that opportunity in your mind to say, look, when it gets rough, I'm going to tap out and I'm just going to go in to do something else. I'm going to go back into my field that I was in before. And I'll tell you from experience, guys, I was almost there. I was almost at a point one day where I wanted to leave real estate because it was getting so ridiculously hard during the crash. But I didn't. I talked myself back into it because I started to surround myself and listen to people who were succeeding in real estate when I was failing. I started to see what they were doing that I wasn't. And we all have a gift called the internet that allows us to be students of anyone we want to be a student of. We can follow people who have done things that inspire us, and we can see the struggles that people have gone through. So even though you may not be ready to pay someone to be a mentor for you, there are those people out there who charge to coach you or mentor you. It's not necessary. There are so many things out there that you can gain inspiration from, and you can get a really great feeling about where your life is going through just by very easy methods of getting there. You could also look into people you work with. You could look at some of the people around you. You could look at some of your family members who do things or are doing things that you want to do. You know, there's people at meetups that you can go to that are doing great things that you can learn from as well. Just never limit yourself to what you can learn from someone else. I hear from people all the time that they've gone to meetups and they learn this and they learn that. As long as you never stop growing, guys, you always have to surround yourselves either physically or surround yourselves in a capacity where you're always taking in that information from people who are mentors in your life. And I guarantee you, you will start to think differently. You will start to put bigger plans ahead for yourself, and you will start to do things you never thought possible before. So today's topic was mentorship. Now, I want you guys, personally, I want you to think about this. If you don't have mentors right now, if you don't have anyone that's to look up to, you don't have anyone to emulate, you don't have anyone that you're getting energy from, pick 3 people that you feel could be great mentors for you. It could be Oprah Winfrey, it could be Grant Cardone, whoever it is, pick them. And once you pick them, make it now your job to go out there and learn everything about that person. Listen to all their audiobooks, listen to all their podcasts, get their books, do everything that you could possibly do to learn from this person. Because I will tell you, when people become successful, the truly successful people do not keep it a secret. The truly successful people want other people to succeed as well. And if they don't want you to succeed, then that's the wrong person to be mentored by. So do yourself a favor, pick 3 people and do this exercise, and I guarantee you things will be much different for you. I'm sure some of you in the room already have people that you consider mentors. And now I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to tell me if you have a mentor or who your mentor is going to be. That way you guys can kind of learn from each other and maybe get some ideas. So I'll start with the front of the room. Actually, Mike, do you have a mentor that you've looked up to in a professional capacity or even whatever?
Yeah, one of my old bosses.
One of your old bosses?
Still keep in touch with, too.
Yeah. Can you tell us why you picked that person?
He's probably the smartest guy I've ever met.
Yeah.
Just the detail that he went into when learning about something.
Yeah.
You couldn't even bother him for a couple hours. Like if he had a problem he hadn't figured out yet, don't even bother him for a couple hours because he was going to figure out the ins and outs.
Okay.
And what the solution was.
Yeah, how to solve it.
So now, I think actually looking up to him changed. Instead of seeing the problem, I'm more solution based now. Because I know that if you spend enough time looking it up and learning it,
sure,
that you're going to find the solution. And applying it to my own life, I was strictly a video editor for a long time, and noticed I was losing out on jobs because I didn't have the design background. And I started teaching myself Photoshop. Everything I know in the design world, I taught myself by reading and by watching YouTube and actually really applying. Once you put it in action, then you start really learning.
I love that.
And it's kind of what I got from him. And he was a real quiet guy, but you gave him enough time, he had the answers for everything.
Always had a solution.
And, he was someone I could go to with my problems, and he would help me find my solutions fairly easily.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good. Do me a favor, can you unclip the mic and so we can pass it around? Thank you. So Mike said something that really resonated with me. He said that he learned how to turn problems into just being problems and actually looking for the solution instead of focusing on the problem. And you can give it to Jolie next. One day I had gotten a call from William, and William, does the property management, project management for us. And instead of calling me with a problem, he called me with a solution before telling me the problem. I was so happy that day. I was like, oh my God, he's finally learning. Like, these are the things that you look for in a boss, is that when you train someone, is to train someone to solve their own problems instead of always coming to you with the problems, because you're capable of them. What if I wasn't around? What if I was on vacation and I didn't have my phone? Would you just let it marinate? Yeah.
So part of me learning that was I was always going to him with my problems. And even if he didn't have the answer right away, he took the time to find the solution.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt a little like useless.
Yeah.
Like why am I working for him if he's going to be doing that work?
Sure.
So I started, like kind of what you just said about William. I went to him with the problem and also what my solution would be. And he would say, you know what, that's forward with that. But or if I didn't know enough, he'd say that solution's okay, but this is going to cause another problem.
Yeah.
Let's look for a different solution.
Yeah.
So I started to learn to have my solution prepared with me instead of just the problem.
Yeah, and I feel that every time Mike comes to me with an issue, he already has a solution already. Like, I've never once had a conversation where you were like, this is the problem, we don't know what to do. You've always had a solution. So I think you learned that, and that carried on until today. Jolie, do you have someone, or are you thinking of someone? I think.
I have 2. One of them is Courtney, because I'm with you all the time.
Let's talk about the other one.
The other one is Elena Cardone.
I knew you were going to say Elena.
Of course.
That's great. So explain to everyone who Elena Cardone is, why she's your mentor.
Well, she's Alejandro's wife. No, I'm just kidding. No, she is Grant Cardone's wife. I think she's a badass. There's things about her that I keep knowing. She's a very smart woman. Some people won't say that. But she's a hustler. Like, she made her own book. She is very, I guess you could say, composed. And the one thing I really love about her is that she does not like to curse. And I'm really trying to do that.
Okay.
But it's really hard.
You read her book, right? So what's one thing you took away from her that you learned from her?
It's not just about her and Grant. It's more like about supporting those around you. Like, if you want to do something, I'm not going to hold you to your goal. I'm going to, like, help you, push you to get there. And she's very, like, a team player. And I'm like, okay, like, I want to keep being like that.
Oh, nice. Good. All right, Alejandro, you can pass it to him.
Well, my first mentor is you.
Oh, thank you.
You've been very generous with your knowledge and.
Give us something interesting. I know. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys considering me a mentor. But give us something that's outside the box that we wouldn't have normally know, like another mentor or somebody you want.
Oh, another mentor.
Yeah.
Then after you, I start. I got Grant Cardone. I had Tony Robbins. I listen to I spend a lot of time YouTube,
Yes.
all, everything. And then I just got to this 5 a.m.
The 5 a.m. club?
5 a.m. Eastern club, and I got to the podcast, and I spent a lot of time just listening to it. And it comes to the same thing you tell me, they tell me, and then all these people studying the same thing. They got the same routine. Everybody wake up at 5 a.m. Everybody wake up, go to the gym, eat healthy, relax, and then I realized the last year I was like blocking myself on the deals because I was working maybe like 2 or 3, and it's a lot of going on that you have to try to get to the finish line, and I was now prospecting in another one, and then found myself 3 or 4 months without closings. And it's a very scary situation because you don't know when you're gonna get paid again.
Sure.
So now it's not gonna happen to me ever again. So I worked on like 16 deals in the pipeline and just keep getting as much as I can, and not get scared.
That's amazing, bro. That's good. So what's the one takeaway that you think you've gotten from your mentor so far? What biggest takeaway that you can say?
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared?
Don't be scared, yeah.
That's good.
It will work out at the end. Just jump on it and you'll figure it out.
Nice. Paul, you have someone?
Yeah. So
JC?
You might not know this guy, but his name is Luis Labors. So it's not you, no.
Yes.
But yeah, that was actually my answer. So currently right now, Jesus to me is somebody that I need to look up to as a mentor and follow and kind of in his footsteps to get my life together, which will help me in business and help me in life. And to me, that's the most important. And I'm not looking at anybody else right now.
No, not really. So. Hey, I think in the Bible it says that if you put your confidence in man, man will let you down, 100%. So yes, mentors are great to get you there, but never give them your full faith, because a lot of times, like growing up as a kid, I used to be obsessed with Jean-Claude Van Damme. You guys remember him with the karate movies? And then growing up, I learned that he was addicted to drugs. And I'm like, what? My childhood mentor, he's addicted to drugs? I later on found out Michael Jordan was addicted to gambling. And I'm like, come on, man, that's my guy. You can't hear anything bad about him, but they're all human. They're flawed. We're all flawed. And that's okay. But like you said, Jesus Christ was not flawed, and the Bible is the original self-help book, the original motivational book. So a lot of things you're saying are 100% accurate. So
and he asks you, to live like him.
Yeah.
And so that's, no other. You shouldn't want to live like another man or another human that's alive. You should learn from them. But for me, to follow in those footsteps, I've learned a lot. So
cool. That's Macho Man. Can you give it to Ryan next? The guy from 300. The Indian guy, right? Persian guy, right? It was. Ryan, what do you got, brother? Who do you consider being to be a mentor in your life?
To be honest, I feel like the people that don't like me, because that makes me stronger to do 10 times better than they expect.
I like your answer.
So like, I like people not liking me so I can do better of myself, so I can be a better version of myself, you know? Until they talking bad about me, so I know what is my bad qualities now.
Yes.
So like I can do it better.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it, I guess.
A while back, I heard a great comment that I shared with you guys, is that your haters are your free advisors. That's what they are, because they're pointing out things that you're bad at, which you shouldn't be upset about, because they're just giving you advice that most people won't give you.
Of course not.
Yeah, so take it and just learn from it.
I love it because, like, to be honest, people used to talk bad about me and never thought I was going to be something in life. And I ended up, like, surprising them. Now everybody want to talk good now.
Yeah.
And then before they were talking,
I get it.
So, like, for me, that was my mentor. Like, everybody that don't like me, I hope they continue to not liking me.
Yeah.
So I can do better.
Yeah, some people get really fed by negativity, and those are the flames that we need sometimes. And Tom, you have something to add?
Yeah, he's talking about being competitive.
Yeah.
Is what he's talking
Yeah, he's got a competitive
about.
nature about
This
it.
business that we're in, if you're not competitive, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
This is a competitive business.
Kenny, you have someone?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, so for me, it's my dad.
Your dad?
Yeah,
That's awesome. I
he's
love
always
hearing
been,
that. I love hearing that.
Somebody I looked up to all my life, for many reasons, and he's just educated, well-traveled, and he's just to me, he's just an amazing human being. Like, he's never like everybody that I've ever introduced to him, friends, colleagues, whatever, like everybody loves him. Like after a conversation with him, you know, he has that something, you know, and he's always been there for me. But now I'm making time for podcasts and those audiobooks. I'm trying to, you know, make time for something like that. But if I was to pick one person, it's just my dad.
That's awesome. We'll keep talking to your dad about, you know, where you want to be. I'm sure he has nothing but positivity to give you. That's great. How about you, John?
I tend to outgrow my mentors. I do exactly what you say. I find someone that sort of either did what I'm trying to do or is working on what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
And I engulf myself with them.
Yeah.
And then I, for whatever reason, engulf too much. But of all the pause, right? Of all the people that I follow, unfortunately he's dead, so he died before they invented podcasts. But J.P. Morgan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He actually sort of invented flipping businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And he did something that, like, he went against his dad, he went against his family. He risked everything to be able to apply that idea when no one else was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And the outcome was he was so rich, he bailed out the government by himself 6 times. Like, he single-handedly financed the Civil War. Like, it was, that was not the Civil War. What was the, it was Civil War, right? But
Finance
basically a war. He basically paid for the war.
Yeah.
And it didn't even bother him. Like, he was that rich because he took an idea that basically everyone said wouldn't work, and he believed in it so much that megalomaniac idea, and he made it work when no one believed him, no one trusted him, no one helped him.
Yeah.
And he did it. And
I love that.
It was like, it's insane to actually see the arguments. Like I said, he's dead, so he didn't have social networks to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't have anything where you can actually go get to know the guy, but to read old transcripts and old documents on where he talked to people, and it was ridiculous.
Still did it, right?
It was
awesome.
ridiculous.
Cool,
he was
man.
the only dude that what was the president before? What was it? Teddy Roosevelt. Every other, like, rich person, Teddy Roosevelt scared the hell out of. He was the only person that would, like, talk down to him.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane.
That's right.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, those guys from back there, the Gilded Era, they really, really did some crazy business, man. It hasn't been seen since.
Well, it's illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal. It's called monopolies. It's called monopolies. That's awesome. Alex, do you have someone that you consider a mentor, or do you think you're going to be emulating?
Yeah, I would say you first.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Recently,
Appreciate
I've been with you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say my manager at my current job at Home Depot, Vinny. He just, like, really, the way he, like, speaks to people, he, like, makes you, like, want to work there. He's very supportive, and he always, like, finds solutions to make things, like, extremely efficient, so you're not wasting time or energy trying to do something that's, like, a waste of time.
Yes.
And he just, like, he's so knowledgeable about everything. Like, anything, questions I ask, he'll go into depth and even more, like, things that I would never even think about. Just give me advice about it. And then I also just could say my father too.
Your dad.
He's so hardworking. The way he's, like, calm under pressure, he never gets angry. Even when something that should make him angry, he'll stay calm, think about it, and just, you know, just make sure he does the right things about it.
Yeah.
Those are some of my role models.
Amazing. Thank you, brother. If you can pass it back to Esther. Esther?
I don't think I have, like, a specific person. I more so, like, have characteristics that I admire in people.
Nice.
And that has to be, like, especially women who are, like, working, self-sufficient, and just, like, and who do it all. You know, like, they run successful businesses, and it's not just, they're running a successful business, but they're also running a successful family. And it's just watching them, like, really give their all to their work, you know, paying attention to all the minute details, not giving up on, like, just hopping back in, you know, right after having kids, and, like, they're killing the game. Like, those women make me want to work 10 times harder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Tom?
Oh, as far as mentors go.
Yeah, but did you have a mentor, or do you have someone that you still
Did I have a
admire?
mentor? I had several mentors.
Who's the one person that sticks out in your mind?
The one person most of all, rather than being a lawyer, I wound up in the coaching teaching business, in this business, and I had an uncle who did it very successfully for 40 years, and I worked for him for a few years, and he told me a lot of good things about it. He told me about the rewards that are involved in teaching and training people. And one of the biggest pieces of advice he ever gave me about it, and this is a quote, he said, if you're going to do this, you better know what the hell you're doing. And so that's one of the things that's always stuck with me in all of the training and teaching and everything I've ever done. I try to at least act like you know what you're doing. I had a guy that worked for my former real estate company who basically told me the same thing. He said, you says, you want to learn this business, you got to learn it from somebody that knows it.
Yeah, of
And
course.
the guy that I learned from my former company really knew it. And
Yeah.
most of what I do is kind of done around the way they did things. Okay,
Patty?
next. And Patty?
So I have two. One is you,
Oh,
and
thanks,
that's
Patty.
because I feel like I want to emulate you, whereas whenever I have a problem, I automatically freak out about it, and I think it's like the worst thing in the entire world, and it's the end of the world. And then I call you, and you're like, okay, no big deal, it's no problem, this is what we're going to do. And like, I just need to learn how to get that calm. And then my other one would be Sophia Amoruso.
Okay.
She's the owner of NastyGirl.com, which is a clothing line.
Okay.
And she built herself from having absolutely nothing, living in her car, to in a few years having $1 billion business.
Wow.
And didn't let anybody tell her that she couldn't do it. Didn't let anybody knock her down.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That is truly amazing. Bridget?
Yes, me. Mine are you, Lou, and Tom, because
thank you.
guys have been indispensable. Patty and I are kind of the same, because then we'll text each other, oh my God, what are we going to do? And it's back and forth. Until I'm like, what? Let's call Lou. Let's call Lou. Can we call him on three-way? What do you think Tom's doing right now? So, you guys, because it's such a difficult industry that a lot of people make it look easy sometimes, and it's not easy at all. And it's stressful. So it's nice seeing that you guys, not that you make it look easy, but you make coming to a solution look easy, which, fixes everything. So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that you two are here.
Thank you.
And we can...
We really appreciate you too.
Geez.
Yeah, I told you guys this a few weeks back, is that when you focus on the negative, you'll find a way to the negative. I was listening to Dean Graziosi. He's a guy that hangs out with Tony Robbins. They're motivational guys. He said when he went on a rafting class with his crew, and the instructor says, I used to tell my students, watch out for that branch. He's like, but now I don't, because every time I used to say, watch out for that branch, somehow we'd end up in that branch. Now I say, hey, let's go this path, because it looks like it's a little bit more calm. And when I say that, we always go this route. It's crazy. It's like a psychological thing. But when we focus on the problem, we don't see the answer right in front of us. We don't see the solution. So every time we do come up or find ourselves in a situation where we feel it's difficult, oh my God, there's going to be a nightmare here, before you let yourself get into that mindset, remember, we don't get paid as real estate agents to add fuel to the fire. We get paid to find results and find solutions. So let's focus always on finding that way out of a situation where we don't have to become, more. What's up, Tom?
I was just going to say that, and the more experienced you get in this business, the more you'll find solutions before the problems happen.
Yeah.
You're going to know what's coming, that
Of course.
sort of thing. And that's for new people, that's the hardest thing to do.
Yes, it is. Okay, very good. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your stories with us. Now I just want to go over the announcements. I think I'm a little bit over time. So Tom's book, guys, don't forget, and we're training 6:30 this Wednesday if anyone's interested in coming.
Right.
Yes, he'll be here Alejandro, you still good for Friday? Alejandro has his role play Friday mornings. He's doing at 8:30. If anyone's interested in coming into that, please do. Guys, we have new episodes that were just uploaded into our podcast. If you guys haven't got the opportunity to search it yet, it could be found. You could be found under Your Life Inspired by Success, or you can find it by This Is Culture with Louis Leyva. So either one, you can find them on all the major streaming podcasts.
It's good. All those are good examples to back up all.
Yeah.
Like they're all. I learn a lot from those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. There's great people on there, because you may know a lot. We all learn things every day, but there's people who have been through so much other trials and tribulations, and
I think everything that someone mentioned here
has
today
been,
has been covered in at least
yeah,
3. Everybody's saying the same things in a different, in their different journeys. They're all
Sure.
having similar answers.
I agree. Yeah, there's great people on there. So check it out, guys. It's really good content. And then lastly, the Lions Club Day of Service, that's coming up in November, the week of Thanksgiving, not on Thanksgiving Day. I think it's the day before. So if anyone's interested, please not clear, but make time for it. It's going to be in the morning. I'll let you guys know exactly what day and time. Last year we did it. It was a really nice event. We went out and served a lot of needy families. It was, I would say we were done by 12, or it was early. It was like we were in there early, out of there early, but it was a really rewarding feeling. So if anyone's interested, I'll be getting you guys that information. Hopefully this week. I spoke to the girl who runs it, and she's counting us in. Okay, and then anyone have anything to add to what we covered today? Nope.
Oh,
Yes, Mike?
my Elks Lodge is running a clothing drive.
A clothing drive.
We're
Okay.
accepting all gently used clothing and stuffed animals until November 16th. You can give them to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jackets.
Anything gently worn.
Okay. Kids'
Ev-
clothes.
everything, Yep.
Stuffed animals. Tom, you had something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I want to see the 2 new guys I'd like to talk to a minute. when we're over the
The
phone.
2 new guys?
Yeah, that one and that one.
Paul? This guy? He's been here for 3 years. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to close out with our prayer. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lord, for having us together, as we always thank you every week, because we know that every day that we live on this earth is precious. Please allow us to make the most with our time. Please also allow us to understand our mistakes and learn from them and become better versions of ourselves. And today's topic was becoming a mentor, but who could possibly be a better mentor than yourself? Please help us emulate your life and the things that you taught us and the things that we still need to implement in our lives in order to become better people. We thank you for all the blessings in our life, and we ask you for forgiveness for anything that we have done against ourselves or against others. And we ask you to protect us in this upcoming week, and also look over our families and friends and the people who couldn't be here today. And we also ask you to help anyone who's in need right now or who's ever in a struggle, either emotionally or monetarily. You know, I know there's been a lot of dark times in all our lives, but please help us through it. I know with your help we can. Thank you for everything we have in our lives, and in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I got one of those.